Recording
Welcome
in
to
progress.
another edition of whatever the fuck this is with old man, high man and angry man. Take it, high man.
Welcome to the POS
Oh,
show.
you're old man. I was gonna have high man kick it to you, and you go, but no, fine. You don't even know your role. Why do you think you're high? You're not high.
He thought you said bye, man.
Oh, or thigh man. Maybe he's got a thigh guy.
Yeah.
All right, forget it. Take it, Frank.
Okay, thanks, Pat. Welcome to the POS show with Pat Oates, Bobby Tamburo, and myself, Frank Morgallo. Back to you, Pat.
It's fucking me. How are you, Frank?
I'm pretty good, considering I feel pretty good. I'm alive.
You haven't got a haircut in a while. Is that COVID or just like you get nuts?
No, what happened was I went to get a haircut 2 weeks ago, called up on vacation for 10 days. And so now I'm lazy. I have to get one.
Yeah.
I definitely have to get one.
I thought you were just trying to brag to me through your head. Like, look what I can do.
No,
asshole.
I mean, you're simple to get. I mean, it's, I could get a crew cut and beat you. So, but
I could have an afro if I wanted to.
I thought you started a gauge.
It's called a wig. It's called a wig.
Bobby, a gay Jewish sex cult?
Yeah, I thought that's what Frank was doing. He's like, you know what? I got 3 good years left. Let me fuck some broads and convert to Judaism.
If anybody gave me 3 good years, I would sign up right now.
In a row?
In a row. 3 good years.
Okay. I'll give you 3 good years, like so, but shit ones in between.
Nah,
Bobby, how are you?
You know, living the dream. Things are great. Nothing going wrong here.
I forget that's how people smoke weed the way you do it. So I always, once in a while, I'm like, does he have a feeding tube? Because that'd be dope.
Nah, I just got a vaporizer. I should have rolled a fat joint. That would have been fun. I'll do that for the next episode.
Yeah, because like I know you're saying just a vaporizer, but like I feel like Frank, back in my day,
that's right.
A vaporizer was something you put Vicks vapor rub in and you like plugged in, so you had a cold. It helped you humidify your room.
Yeah, it's literally the same thing, just with weed.
Hey, Bobby, how much is weed these days by the ounce?
What kind of weed are we smoking?
So that's the problem, Frank. There's so many kinds.
Yeah, so like I have a
not just weed.
Not to turn this into a podcast, but I have a medical card in PA. So to buy it through a dispensary, an eighth usually goes for about 60. So you can do the math there, about 250, 275, depending. But like street value, you can get it good for 150 or so. Wow. I tend to go dispensary because I like to know exactly what I'm getting and know it's good.
I don't blame you.
How about you, Frank? Back in the day, how much was it now?
25.
25 cents? That's
$25.
No.
25. And a gram was 100.
Now, back in the day, you were smoking actual leaves, right? You weren't smoking
the
nugs that we smoke today.
Yeah, no, it was good stuff. But the Coke, I understand, is basically the same price or even less.
We're not talking about cocaine. This was a nice conversation. Why does it always go to cocaine?
Didn't cocaine go illegal?
Who knows, Frank? Me and Bobby don't do cocaine.
Cocaine is illegal. Correct.
Oh, it's illegal.
Yeah.
Oh, forget about it then. Forget the 100 for pure cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine's always illegal.
Oh, didn't know that.
What are you doing? How much cocaine did you do when you were doing it? Like every day?
Yeah, I had some issues. In fact, let's see what I think it came to a boiling point on New Year's Eve one year.
That's how you make crack. You boil cocaine.
There I am. I just robbed 3 cartels. I'm running for my life.
Now
the 4th cartel to pay off my debt, so hopefully they'll defend me against the 3. It's really a situation of robbing Pedro to pay Pablo.
And who was in the car with me? But Flip Wilson. He's like, come on, Frank. We got to get the judge.
No, I locked myself into my office on New Year's Eve, and I had what I had. And we had 6 people over, and I wouldn't come out. And the following Monday, my wife said to me, when I come home, you're not going to work today. When I come home tonight, if you're not in a facility, you're out of the house. And that scared the shit out of me.
And
so,
what year was this?
86.
So Frank took the back of his hand and smacked her across the mouth and said, "Don't you dare talk to me that way."
No, I was concerned. So what I did, I went to Bridgeport. I went into some rehab program. You know, I signed up and everything like that, and I brought clothes and all that. I get there, and the guy says to me, he's interviewing me. He says, "You know, you're gonna have to shave your beard." I go, "Why? Why am I gonna shave the beard?" He says, "You got to look at yourself in the mirror naked." I said, "I have no problem taking the clothes off, but the beard stays." "No, you got to shave it." I said, "Okay." I said, "I left something in my car. I'll be right back."
Yep.
I escaped.
You and me both, buddy.
That's right. I went home and I said, "Oh crap, I got to do something." So I knew a artist slash counselor, and she was great. She rented a house, a summer home in Westport, but she lived in the village. She was really cool. She was an artist, and so I called her up. I said, "You got to help me out. I mean, I have to have some kind of therapist in my life before 5 o'clock tonight. Otherwise, I'm in fucking trouble." So she says, "Stay by the phone. I'll call you back." She calls me back. And she says, "I got this guy. He's a nutritional therapist. He's in Westport. He'll see you right now." So I go right there. And the guy's name was Dick Brody. He was unbelievable. We became friends. But he helped me out. I mean, I saw him every day for 3 straight weeks, 7 days a week, 3 straight weeks. Then I started seeing him every week, and he straightened me out.
He actually helped you.
Yeah, he helped me. I have not taken, I haven't had any grass or Coke since 86, or even hard liquor. Gave up the hard liquor too.
For a second.
So this guy was really great. In fact, I used him in one of my Christmas cards, one of those elaborate Christmas cards.
Yeah.
When we did the Last Supper with the naked waitresses.
Yes.
Okay, so I had all these people dressed as the 12 disciples, and I had JC there. I had a priest from Rome come and bless the tits, and it was wonderful. And I had Dick Brody talk to the
can you cut that clip out?
Yeah, it's coming.
I had Dick.
Yeah, I mean,
I had Dick. That's all.
If they had emotional problems, Dick would help them out.
Yep, there you go. Cut that out.
There we go. But he helped me. I was grateful for him. I really was.
You were grateful for Dick?
For Dick. Always grateful for Dick. And, you know, over the years, for different levels of Dick, you know, it's changed. I mean, it wasn't one Dick. It was different types of Dicks over the years.
What got you off coke, Dick?
I'm so disappointed it actually worked, because I thought for our theory that I might be Frank reincarnated might be true.
No.
I had a very similar situation where I was seeing a girl and she was like, there might have been a bit of a meltdown one day, a wig out, like you guys have seen before some episodes, something got thrown, you know, no big deal. We've all been there. Right. And she was like, "Listen, you need to go to therapy or this is over." And are you guys familiar with BetterHelp? Yes. Online therapy? So you can sign up, but you never have to meet with that bitch. You can just be like, "I'm in therapy." and then when things weren't improving, because again, wasn't actually doing anything, she was like, "I don't think online therapy works. You need to go to in-person therapy." At which point I went to my coworker Jason and was like, "Hey, your wife's a therapist, right?" And he was like, "Yep." I was like, "You feel like smoking a lot more weed than we normally do?" And he was like, "Yep." So then once a week I'd go smoke a joint with Jason, and we'd say that I went to therapy for the day. So I thought we were alike, Frank. Turns out I'm just the cool version of you.
Right. Well, I mean, if I didn't get help, then I'm dead now. I mean, there's no way I would have survived.
Every week you come on and say how miserable you are. Why not go out in a blaze of glory?
I'm not miserable.
No, that's you, Bobby.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You're the miserable bastard that I got to look at every week.
All right, well, I'm going to do this. Ready, Bobby and Frank?
Yeah.
Who's the piece of shit in Frank's story you just told? Because I could do it very simple. Is it your ex-wife at the time for giving you an ultimatum? Yes, it worked out for what?
It was my present wife.
Okay, is it your present wife for giving you an ultimatum? Yes, it worked out, but that really could have drove you over the edge. Is that the way you should have handled it? Is it the place in Bridgeport for, I get it. You have a system, whatever, all that kind of stuff. But for telling you when someone needs help and is reaching out to go do this thing or no way, I understand you need commitment, but I understand the thought process behind shaving the beard, changing yourself. If you're not willing to change, how are we going to change you? I get it all. But at the same time, if you let someone like you run away, if you didn't go and do what you did, you could have died. Is it your friend, the first woman who said, I can help you, but then gave you someone else? Or is Dick for being like, I got you? And maybe Dick has no idea. He's a nutritional fucking therapist. He doesn't know anything about quitting coke. Yeah, he's a good dude, but he could have fucked you up. Or is it you for just running around like you normally do, and you can't just fucking do a normal thing, and some guys like shave your beard and you're like, fuck you, I'm gonna go do weird shit? Who's the piece of shit in the story? Bobby, go first.
I can tell you who it's not. It's not Frank. He fucking won. Yeah. His wife. What year did you guys get married, Frank?
73.
What was the average lifespan of a male in 73?
Probably 70.
So she thought she had a certain amount of time. She got you healthy, and you've added at least a decade to her life. You're paying her back in the best way possible.
I fucked her every way possible for straighten me out.
Exactly.
I mean, her game plan, it got totally screwed up.
So for me, the piece of shit is the guy who's like, you got to shave your beard. It's like, okay, I get the idea, but he's addicted to cocaine to the point he came here.
Yeah.
We could deal with the beard day 7. You know what I mean? Once you're already a little sober.
Right.
Because if you had a clearer head, you would realize the situation, and maybe you would have been like, you know what, I get what he's saying. But hitting the sober guy with, you got to, or the still, fucked up guy with, you got to shave your beard, I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Suck my dick.
I don't know.
This confirmed everything I ever thought about therapy.
Bobby, you hit the nail right on the head.
You hit the
Unfortunately, I don't agree with you, but you hit the nail right on the head.
Now, the piece of shit to me is not Frank. It is not your lovely wife, Nancy. It's wonderful that she gave that ultimatum because she loves you and she wanted to make sure you did your thing. It's not you because you listened. That's not a Frank thing. Frank was like, uh-oh, I better go get help. Frank usually is like, fuck you. You're going to tell me what to do? I'm out of here. Time to work out. Yeah, but that proves a lot. Knowing you and how you do things, you listen to her, that means that was meant to be. It isn't the people in Bridgeport. As much as that does make me insane, that they have their way of doing things. They've run into too many people who are like, I'm not going to change on your marriage. If you're not, like, same way I talk about therapy, I know Bob makes fun of me. If you're not willing to go do that, then it's never going to work. If you're not 100% in, then it's not going to work. Their system wouldn't have worked for you, Frank. You're not great at listening to somebody who's got, when there's other weirdos around you and stuff like that, you're like, I'm not these shitheads. I don't need to do that. It's not your first friend, the woman, and it's not even Dick. It's the Mets, because the Mets won in 1986. And I'm sure this happened sometime in October. You were probably betting on the Red Sox because they should have won. Suddenly you're probably like, Calvin Giraldi is a can't lose. I'm going to gamble on this. And then Buckner goes through the legs, and that's why you were doing cocaine.
If it works for Darryl Strawberry, it works for Frank Mergallo.
Exactly. If Frank wouldn't have been in that Danny heap of trouble if that happened. By the way, that joke is just for in case Howie Mason ever watches this again, because he loves when I talk about left fielders of the Mets. But no, Frank, it's none of those people. It's the people that were giving you cocaine. I think that drug dealers are terrible people. I know that's a controversial statement, but drug dealers are bad people. Who do you think the piece of shit is, Frank?
I'm going to have to tell you something, Pat. I mean, you
tell us something? Come on.
You have enlightened me, and you made me realize my problem. I'm going to tell you something. That my drug dealer was my drug dealer for the last 10 years or so.
We've had mine on this podcast.
Yeah. And he even broke it. And he was at my house.
Dan Brown deals you drugs.
He wasn't even born then.
Think about it. You'll get it.
Wait, Frank, real quick, to show how old that was, Bobby, when you're like, what year did you get married? I wasn't born yet.
Duh.
I'm almost 50.
I know. Oh, but not quite there yet. You could have been my child. Not even a love child. You could have been a legitimate child
Frank
for
had
my
his
marriage.
5 years.
You're like, love wouldn't even been involved.
Frank had his 5-year sobriety chip by the time I was born.
That's, oh.
Go ahead. I'm your hero or something.
Okay, so what I'm saying is the drug dealer for 10 years, and I knew him well. He was over my house making a delivery, and he says, "You got any porno?" I said, "Yeah, I got porn." He says, "Can we watch it?" So we took out the cocaine, we took out the grass.
Who does that? Wait. Who does that? You got porno? Like, no.
Yeah, this is in the 70s.
The
80s. This is in no. This goes back to the 70s. Okay,
Frank, you're adults. You don't watch porno with another adult.
Well, it was the 70s. They butt fucked out.
It's the 70s. It was totally different.
What? No.
Oh, yes, it was. You weren't around. How the hell do you know? You weren't even around then.
My dad never talked about the time he did watch porn with his friends.
You heard. You only go by stories you heard. I lived the dream. I was with my coke dealer
watching porn.
And
your whole life is a Judd Apatow premise.
I confide with him, and I say, I'm going to Atlantic City for the weekend. I'm leaving Friday night.
It's this, by the way. You don't do this.
And we won't be home.
This is weird. This is it. Yeah, no. Go ahead.
And so we're going to Atlantic City for the weekend. Okay. So I left everything out. We left the next day.
Everything dies. Maybe that's a fact. But maybe what dies someday.
Am I dead?
Back.
He's quoting songs.
Pretty. And meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Yeah.
Go ahead, Frank. Finish the part where I'm spiritual.
Frank was
42 so I come home. The house is a mess, and the window downstairs in the family room was broken into. And so I called it. First, I cleaned everything. I took care of the drugs, put that away, called the cops, and. And they said that was the only hit in the area. And I knew that my drug dealer did it, but I never confronted him because guess what?
Because the cops were convinced it was a Negro.
No.
You kept being like, I'm pretty sure it's my drug dealer. And they're like, nah, we're pretty sure it's this African fellow who just moved into town.
No, I didn't want to lose my drug dealer. So I accepted that fact, that he robbed me, So anyway, I would say the drug dealer.
I said that too.
I agree with you. I'm totally agreeing with you.
I'm agreeing that you agree.
Yeah, I mean, I had 2-3 drug dealers in my life. The best one was a woman. She was unbelievable. She would come in with the cocaine. Nancy's in the next room. She would untuck her bra, take her breast out, put some coke, and says, "Try it."
Fuck. Is she dead? What? Is she dead?
I have no idea.
Because if not, you need to introduce her to Ben Ortiz.
Oh, Ben Ortiz. Yeah.
Those 2 people
can't afford her. Well. Ben Ortiz can't afford her.
So buy the guy a bone, Frank.
Yeah. Why would I buy him that?
Who are you going to?
He's a wonderful fellow.
Yeah.
Probably Pat.
So that's my story. The drug dealer, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not the story you came to tell, because the story behind you says Deep Throat with Bill.
No, listen. This all started by me going, "Hey, what are you smoking, Bobby?" And then Frank goes, "How much is weed? Cocaine's a lot." And then we went to that.
You haven't smoked since then, Frank?
No.
You should try weed again, my man.
No, the only time I try, I have a problem with the brain. I can't even smoke a cigar anymore because I inhale and my brain goes woo, 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 type of deal. So I have to stay away from that stuff. This is what's going to happen to you, Bobby.
Yeah, that's the goal. One hit off a cigar, and my brain goes wee 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 wee. Yeah, when I'm
not in a good wee, not in a good wee.
I know. I would love to do it, to get into that state of mind, but I'm concerned.
Was coke the only everything you really did?
No, we did everything.
Did you do
Frank, but really, you would love to do things like that. I don't miss any of it. I would never do it again.
Well, the grass, I like the grass. I mean, I
I
was
did, but I just know that I'm older now, and I don't think I'd enjoy it as much.
I don't know. I haven't tried it. I mean,
What about
cocaine? I have absolutely no use for
Yeah,
cocaine.
drinking
Placenta
absolutely
shot me.
nothing with it. I want no
I
drinking.
yeah, drinking. I missed drinking for a while, but
Yeah,
not
I never did.
anymore. I mean, I could go into a bar with 5 drunks and you just give me a club soda. It does.
I
It
mean, you
doesn't
know
bother
that you and I are at bars doing shows. And I've never once given a shit. I don't give a fuck about drinking. I don't
me.
miss any of it. There's been times in my head I'm like, maybe I would do an edible again, but then I'm like, nah, I just don't. I don't know. I'm fine with. I'm happy in my own head. I just don't need it to relax.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, grass definitely had a soothing effect on me. And at one time, I mean, for years, I couldn't go to, I had a bong by my bed. I couldn't go to sleep until I had a couple of hits.
Yeah.
I even traveled with a bong in my suitcase. In those days, you could do that. Bong and grass in my suitcase. There was no dog sniffing. None of that was going on.
that was fun. Although, didn't Paul Simon get arrested with 16 ounces once?
I don't know.
I heard that fact and he became my hero. But, Frank, did you ever do the H? You ever chase that dragon?
No, absolutely not. That I didn't want.
Now
I
that you've
had
reached
enough
this age,
control
though-
to stay away from that stuff.
But now at this age, have you considered jumping on?
No.
You could do the synthetic. You could do Oxycontin. Just tell me
No.
your back hurts. Ride the high the last couple of years.
No, I don't even take painkillers. Prescription painkillers I won't take.
The only thing that I did to go to sleep ever, it was never weed or drinking. I would do that and I would fall asleep, but like to when I couldn't sleep at times was a wonderful combination of melatonin and masturbation right at the same fucking time. You take it, you jerk off, and just good night, sweet prince. That's all it was. But at one point, I was doing the melatonin, and then like your tolerance builds up, and I was buying like that, like the cheap version of ZQuil, like CVS had like their own, like a liquid one,
Right.
and I was at one point drinking half a bottle a night
Oh gosh.
to fall asleep, and I had to I was like putting myself down. It was just like that was just. Then you wake up like dehydrated with a headache. Like 4 hours later, I have to drink the other half of the bottle. 4 hours later, jerk off again, and then go to sleep. It was like
melanin doesn't, or is it melatonin?
no, melanin's the shit in your skin.
Oh, melatonin doesn't do it for me. But Tylenol PM, and then see if you can jerk off before you fall asleep.
Tylenol PM. I was at the point where I had to take 6 of them.
Well, if you take 2 in a beer.
No, I was going. That's when I was really going through my like depression and anxiety at the same time, where I just could not sleep. Like I would be tired all day, and then my mind would go, "Here's all the things," and then there was no way, and I'd have to like literally put myself down, and I was just taking too much of that shit. But yeah, then now and then I was like, "Oh, if I just quit all the other things, that could work." That's what worked. Just like, oh yeah, I also like. Maybe smile once in a while. Maybe that would help. And then I'd smile.
But the most important thing is we all did what we had to do to get here tonight.
Yes, but you have a cool story. My quitting drinking was just like me going, and then just no meetings, no nothing, just going, I don't like people around me. I'm gonna stop, and I just stopped. I had cold turkey. I didn't do anything cool. I don't miss it. I don't have any cool leaving Las Vegas stories. I just drank. I wish I had some fun stories.
They were fun. I have to admit that.
Yeah.
So there I am, 240s a day for lunch and coaching 8th grade B team lacrosse. After the third game, I got kicked out. I realized I may have a problem here.
Yeah. Why aren't I coaching A? That's my problem. Why am I coaching B League? Bobby, do you have any stories? Or are we going to go right to Frank? We're going to do an all Frank fucking episode.
Let me check my notes real quick. I believe I do. I apologize. It's been a long
Yeah,
day.
but do you want to save that one for the second show and be Frank?
We can let Frank be Frank for sure.
All right, Frank, why don't you do your story?
All right. So I was thinking, and this was always on my mind over the last
Georgia?
over the last 5-6 years. I come to the conclusion that Alan Abel, who was the master. Let me know when you guys are finished.
He was just saying you're going to come out of the closet.
Oh, okay. No. Not tonight.
Not tonight.
It's not. We got to get the viewership up. So in fact, I'll even go gay if we can get the viewership up.
Oh,
Okay.
Patreon.
So anyway, Alan Abel, who is the master prankster of the 20th century.
We all know who he is.
Yeah.
Pat, do you ever get the
All
feeling?
right, just in case a few listeners don't know who he is, and I did hoaxes with him for a 10-year period.
Hold on, what, Bobby? What?
Do you ever get the feeling sometimes that Frank and Alan were in a bit of a BDSM like master sub relationship?
All the time,
Like
nonstop.
part of what Alan got off of was humiliating Frank. He was like, "Yeah, go out there and get tackled for this book I wrote."
There are stories I will never tell on the air.
You're such a cuck for fucking Alan
know.
Abel. It's like insane. He's like, you little bitch, your penis doesn't work.
Yeah.
He's like, you're like, yeah, you're right. It doesn't. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Frank, you went to rehab. Shirley Temple and I are gonna do lines in the corner, and then I'm gonna rail her, and you watch.
Me and Al Jolson are gonna do H in the fucking back of this club. You're gonna fucking hold our arms.
Oh, Al Jolson, man, that was it. He was the man.
No, he was not the man. No, you can't say he was the man. He did blackface the best.
Oh, he wasn't the man. He
No.
wasn't the man. He
Who was
wasn't
second
the man.
best?
He wasn't the man who I thought he was. Who do I-
Trudeau was the best at blackface.
Was he the man? Because he did do blackface.
No, he was the man that did the first speaking part in a movie. That's who he is.
Mammy!
That's right.
Wait,
But anyway, so
No.
what I'm trying to say is
That's not
that-
true.
Charlie
Yeah.
Chaplin, the dictator.
No. What are you talking about? The first speaking voice in a movie?
Yeah,
It was Al Jolson
it was Alan Abel.
and Alan Abel. No, I know that for a fact. I mean,
Yeah, but
check
Alan-
it out.
it doesn't mean
Check
it's
it
true.
out.
We are.
Check it out.
We are.
Go ahead, tell your story.
No, I'm listening. I want to know the answer.
We
Before
will.
I-
We'll have
We'll
the
tell
answer by
you.
the time you're done with the next sentence.
The jazz singer. It was called the jazz singer. The first talkie.
I'm not writing talkie in my phone. First spoken word.
All right, but in my defense, you were there to see it, Frank. So that's on.
I was there to see it. I mean, I held the megaphone.
Wait, is
up.
he right?
I mean,
He
it was
is.
right. What?
What did he say? The N word? What's the first word? The N word?
I don't know. I have no idea what it was.
I hope it's the N word.
My memory's not that good. Okay. So anyway, the point that I'm trying to make.
Imagine that you're white people in a movie theater and the first word is a black guy going, "Hello there." They're like,
Oh shit!
oh me, oh my. Hello there. It's a movie.
Excuse
Oh,
me.
Look at me. I'm talking on the movie.
Excuse me, steward. There is a black person in this theater. It is still segregated. That's not allowed.
Hey, the screen has eyes. No, that's Al Jolson. It's like, hello. I got a shoe polish on my face. It's a movie. I'm Charlie Chaplin. Go ahead, Frank.
You want me to continue?
What if it was
Yeah.
The Hills Have Eyes, but it was just about Harlem?
It's just about people named Tyrone Hill and his family. The hills have eyes and big lips. Ooh, it's a movie. Go ahead.
Ready?
And in the other version, the Asian one. Oh, the heroes. Heroes have eye. Oh, the eye.
I didn't even set you up for that one.
Oh, heroes have eye. Oh, movie theater should have ramen noodle.
Just The
Go
Hills
ahead,
Have Eyes is actually like a documentary onto the Chinese food in America because it's like things that aren't supposed to be alive having eyes.
Yes. Oh, heroes have eyes and dogs have tasty meat.
So Frank, there you are protesting the integration of movie theaters. Go on.
The point that I was trying to make,
Ooh, he making the point.
what I was trying to make is that I personally believe that the origin of fake news started with Alan Abel. And I continued it in the 70s and the 80s with the stories that we fed the media and they reported it as fact. And it was all bullshit. And so what?
I'm
got
tired.
I mean, you built a jamboree or whatever the hell you built. You got to get you tie it
I
from
didn't build a
that.
jamboree, you fucking old fuck. I built a pavilion.
Also, what
A
do you think the
pavilion.
premise of all of literature was? Like pre-BC, Frank.
No. I'm talking about fooling the media. I mean, the fake news with the media, not in literature. I'm not talking about fiction.
Okay,
I'm talking about.
okay. What about this article I just found? The fake news campaign in ancient Rome that led to the first emperor and the deaths of Anthony and Cleopatra.
I admit there was a big gap between that and then the 1970s.
Okay, then how about this one I found? One instance of fake news was the Great Moon Hoax of 1835. The Sun newspaper of New York published articles about a real-life astronomer and a made-up colleague who, according to the hoax, had observed bizarre life on the moon.
Okay.
What about War of the Worlds?
How about muckrakers in the 1920s? That's a little more relevant. They were literally a group of journalists who were like, wait, we've been reporting false news for a while.
All right, so you bring out some valid points. So what I'm going to say, why don't we turn this over to Pat and let him talk about building something?
No. No, how about this? How about I build momentum to your story? Boom. Go ahead.
No, you enlightened me.
No, we didn't enlighten you. The problem is that you didn't tell a story. You just tried to blow smoke up Alan. We get it. We're all fans
Alan's
of Alan Abel.
fucking dead.
Alan Abel's great.
I'm not blowing any smoke over anybody's ass.
We know Alan's middle name is Willing and. Alan Willing and Abel.
I had to do it in my head. It took me a second. Yeah, that's good.
But Frank, I think you're a bit of a ableist. I do. I think you're someone that just constantly focuses on that. Now, ableist usually means someone who just makes fun of handicaps, but that story doesn't need the Alan Abel buildup. Just tell us the story.
It's not a story. It's what I believe happened.
Hey,
and
honey, I think we left Manhattan and Spanish Harlem. Where are we now? I don't see
the Triborough Bridge. Stupid.
I don't see any people. All I see are eyes. Oh my god! Oh my god! The hills have eyes. Hey yo, cuz, where you from, cuz?
Why you on Jerome Avenue, damn boy? You lost. Ha ha. Frank, tell your story.
All I'm trying to say is that Alan Abel created the fake news that penetrated the news media over the 70s and the 80s, and it's how gullible these people are that would fall for something like that.
Excuse
and
me,
then
Mr. Abel. Did we see you with your penis inside of your assistant Frank's butt? No. We are heterosexuals.
That's right.
That was me just penetrating the news.
Fake news, Frank. We got him, Frank. Fake news, buddy.
Bobby will never get to the 9 o'clock show if we don't let him finish.
I think he finished.
I think I am finished. I mean,
no, you didn't start, but Alan was finished.
Alan was a genius. I mean, you guys eventually. You want to know what kind of genius he was?
What kind of genius was he?
That when I got involved with him, he saw what I could bring to the table, and from that point on, I was in charge of every press conference, and Alan was in the background. That's what kind of genius he was.
What kind of Kanye sentence was that?
You know what kind
of
genius
he was? He recognized I'm smart.
You know what kind of genius he was, Pat? He was the kind who did not copyright his material, so Jackass could be much more famous than he ever was.
That's right. He wasn't interested in becoming famous or money. They didn't do anything for him. I mean, the only place where he sold books.
Says that? Poor people.
That's right. He made a shitload of money in a movie that he did in 1970. Is There Sex After Death? And it made, I think he made something like $250,000 off it. That was his take on it. You know,
it was on necrophiliacs.
No, it was a stupid documentary about people having sex
after they're dead.
No. And it was all kinds of sex, and then he ends it off with a sex bowl, a competition.
Why did it say after they're dead?
It just was a play on words. It didn't mean anything.
Oh, I was like, if they're gonna fuck dead people, I don't like that.
No, it had nothing to do with dead people. It was just a question. I think that's all. That was never answered.
Well, the answer is no.
How do you know? We don't know what happens after you
Because
die.
you're dead.
No, well, you're dead.
You don't fuck.
I mean, there are religions out there. If you believe in a religion, they tell you there's an afterlife.
But they don't tell you fuck. None of them do. None of them say afterwards you fuck.
What do you mean you fucked? You fucked or you fucked?
Neither. Once you're dead, you don't have sex in any of the afterlives. Even the ones where they get the 76 virgins, they just hang out with them.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why would you want 76 virgins?
I don't want any virgins.
I mean, right. Wouldn't you settle with one would experience? I mean, that's all you want. I mean, why would you want a virgin? I mean,
because Frank, in that culture, you don't have sex with them. You have them all work at your convenience store. And it's good labor.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. But I don't want sex in the afterlife. I barely want it now. Like,
I don't, why not? I mean, you get stimulated. You have, you go to a boiling point where there's something happens that explodes within yourself.
I'm good.
That's satisfying.
After
I've exploded plenty of times.
Then she's taking the knife from your your glove compartment, and you're fighting and wrestling her for the knife. And then you realize the only way you can get her to stop cutting herself is to play chicken with her because you've got another knife, and she knows you won't cut yourself. It's a whole thing. Nobody wants to have sex.
Let me ask you a question, Bobby. Did you see the movie Ghost?
Yeah.
I never have.
I didn't ask you. I asked Bobby. I rest my case. Okay? If you saw a ghost and
you saw a fake movie.
That was fake?
It's called foreshadowing, Pat, because then he died like 6 months later of AIDS, I think.
You never saw a ghost?
The pottery scene, dude, where she's making pottery.
I understand. I know it exists, and I know all the jokes about it and the things that happen. But no, I've never watched Ghost.
Okay.
Why the fuck would I watch Patrick Swayze, Whoopi Goldberg, and Demi Moore make pots?
Well, I mean, it was just, I think, the short-sighted of you that you missed a cultural event with unbelievable music that plays to the visual effect.
It's pretty believable, that music. That music
plays to the visual effect that you're seeing.
Yeah. The music's pretty believable.
You better watch what the fuck flies
out of
your mouth. That's
right. When they got those hands in the pottery and they're going back and forth and whatnot, and that music is blaring in the background.
Blood comes out.
I've seen every parody about it, and I understand what it is. I just don't care.
You've seen parodies.
Yeah, I also don't give a fuck
reality of it. Well, yeah, that's because you don't understand it.
No, because I'm not some sheep that watches some shit movie and pretends it's good like everyone else.
I'm going to have to argue with you on that because my friend made that movie. And I think you took a classic that he created.
He didn't create it.
Well, he was involved in it.
Yeah, see, that's some horse shit you just threw at me. He didn't create it. He was just involved. He was like the clay guy.
You want to know something? I'm going to give you. You want
to know something? My uncle made the background for Spencer for Hire. I don't say he made the movie. He fucking made the background.
All right, this guy produced it, okay, with Johnny Carson. But forget about that.
My uncle made the most out of his life and married a rich chick and started a company and worked really hard to become the vice president.
Yeah.
My uncle met Schwarzkopf.
Frank's uncle probably touched him.
You challenged me, but you guys answered a question.
I didn't challenge you. I just said I didn't see Ghost, and you yelled at me. Then you told me I wasn't spiritual or some shit.
I was going to give you some great trivia on the movie, but
I haven't seen it.
Also, we didn't decide who the piece of shit in your story was. You didn't really tell a story. You just kind of bragged about Alan Abel for a while.
No, I didn't. I was making a point. about...
It wasn't a story. It was just like, my boyfriend's better than your boyfriend.
My cock's bigger than your cock.
I'm sure. But I got girth, yo. Bless you, Bobby. What is wrong with you? Why would you yell at him for sneezing? All right. I don't know what we're doing with this whole show, but I do know that. Okay, Bobby, what was a better movie, Ghost or Coda?
That's a tough one. Probably Ghost.
You know what keeps showing up for me to watch on HBO Max?
What?
Gattaca.
It's a great movie, dude.
I don't know why it keeps
Check
showing
it out.
up.
Watch it with your son.
I'm
You
not
never-
watching it with my son ever.
You never saw Gattaca?
No. It's about boys' penises, according to Bobby.
That's one part of it.
Dude, there's so many movies I haven't seen.
There's
I've
Halle
seen
about-
Berry's in that.
There's only one part about boy penis, and it only really comes up at the end.
Yeah.
The boy penis comes.
No,
All,
this is-
all you have to know is that Halle Berry's in it. That's all you have to know.
I'm not a
Right?
big fan of Halle Berry.
Just like Halle Berry.
I'm
And
not
I
a big fan.
swim
I
for
understand.
the
No,
pen.
she's obviously very attractive, but I'm not a fan of her
Right.
acting at all.
Well, she's good.
Nah.
She's good.
Monsters Ball, she was good. I mean, that's about it.
Yeah.
What about this?
No,
What
one
about
is
this?
enough.
What about this?
I mean, if for us laymen, one is enough.
That
I mean,
shit
she-
movie with her and Travolta. What was that fucking? Oh, it was awful. I forget what it was called.
I don't even know it.
It's bad.
Was it?
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Bobby?
Ooh, wee, ooh, I look just like Tyler Perry in the movie.
Hello there, it's me, Medea.
In the movie, Medea learns to swim. Now I'm the best swimmer in the female division, and I've still
It's
got
my
my
new-
dick. And I've
It's my
still
new
got my
episode. Medea fucks Frank. Medea's nuts.
No,
That's
it's-
my own.
It's Medea competes for Penn.
Yeah.
You get it, Frank?
I'm trying to. I'm not a Medina fan, so I don't. If I miss something because
So
I've
do you
never
know
seen
who
any of the
Medea
movies.
is? But do you know the character, right?
No, you mean the guy who dressed as a woman?
Okay.
Tyler
so-
Perry, yeah,
so
dressed
you
like a.
got the
I've
important
actually
part.
only seen one of the movies, and I didn't want to. My kids made me because they knew I didn't want to. They're like, I said, you will watch anything you want. And they go, we know you don't want to watch Boo and Medea Halloween, so we're gonna make you watch that. And I had to watch it. It was terrible.
So you get the idea that it's a man dressing as a woman,
Right.
and it's Medea.
But playing it straight as a woman.
And Medea, okay, yes, that still fits the theme. Medea competes for Penn. Do you get how that's the joke? Hey, this might be a good time to ask if Frank would fuck somebody, Pat. Is it possible for you to pull up a picture if you catch my drift? You know the picture I'm talking about?
Oh, I do. I just don't have.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I
I'll
can pull it
Facebook
up.
message it to you. Give me 1 second.
I'm not pulling a picture of that.
All right, never mind.
Yeah, I've never seen. Okay, I think we said this before. I've never seen The Godfather.
What?
Yeah, never have.
Well, there's a fun podcast you should do. Because that train's always on time.
What? That joke's crazy. How'd you come up with that joke?
So basically, Frank, Penn has a man who transitioned into a woman, but didn't really do anything to transition, just kind of verbally stated it. It was what the kids call a verbal contract.
We're
And
going to be
then-
doing that story on that in the next episode.
Okay, I want to see Frank's 83-year-old mind wrap his head around this.
Frank, you know about. I think Frank knows the story, but just doesn't know what school they went to. The transsexual who's swimming. It's all in the news.
I've been staying away from the news.
What? How
So-
about fake news?
Every kind of news. Fake news is becoming real news now.
Huey Lewis and the news.
I thought they were good.
They are
I
very good.
really liked them.
Very talented.
They're a good band.
Yes.
I don't know what happened.
Huey's still doing stuff.
Yeah. Hey, how about this? Did you see that they got this stupid show on NBC about 52 states competing for the best singer from each state?
I saw a thing on. I have Peacock Network. I saw it
Right.
exists. I did not watch it. Obviously.
Did you see who represents
He
Connecticut?
just said no. He just said he didn't see it, Frank.
No, but I didn't see it either. I just saw a promo. I just saw a promo for it.
All right. Who was in the promo?
For Connecticut, Michael Bolton.
Yeah. He's the legend.
That's the problem. He's a legend in an amateur show.
You have a problem with Michael Bolton?
No, I like him.
Hey,
what-
man.
I like his
What's your
opera. He
beef with
sings-
Michael
I mean,
Bolton? That's not cool.
Oh,
really
it's Kenny Gerkowitz. Whatever
Oh
his name
fuck!
is.
I forgot this was not my Michael Bolton voice.
No, that's your Kenny Gerkowitz voice.
Follow
Do
me
it
at
again.
Comic Mike Figs.
Nice. Good job, Figs. I think we did it. Frank, tell people where we're gonna be or
We didn't
whatever.
do it yet. We still got 15 minutes. This has been a great one. I have a question for Frank.
We don't have 50 minutes. We have to flip around for the 9 o'clock.
We may have to push that to 9:15.
I gotta get up at 4 a.m., bro.
Oh, we could start and then just
4
have somebody in
o'clock?
whenever.
Yeah.
But
We got a delivery tomorrow?
My truck comes in. I had to be there
Yeah.
at 5:30. Yeah.
good
Wow.
call, Frank. Let's talk about Pat's work schedule instead of this last
Yeah.
bit I had specifically for you because
Oh
you're an
my
old fuck.
God. Now, you would walk to work tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Wow. How long does it take?
Hour
Well,
10
He just
An hour
listens
and
to you
10
tell
minutes.
a story on the POS show and he's
Yeah.
there.
each way.
Wow.
And then I unload a truck.
So Frank, you were alive during the assassination of MLK and J. Edgar Hoover
Oh,
seizing power,
I
right?
know it well. Yeah, I know exactly where it was in all of them.
Okay, and let me ask you this: how did J. Edgar Hoover justify his racism while being a rampant homosexual? Like, would he be like, they'd be like, well, Jay, you kind of do some off-putting things too, and he was like, yeah, but I was born gay. They weren't born black. Well, that doesn't really fit.
No,
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
were born. They were born black.
People can tell by looking at me I'm gay. People can't tell. Oh, no, that doesn't really work. How did he do that?
Well, that's how fucked up he was. I mean, he was totally fucked up. I mean, you're living with a dude that you're fucking, and then you're against homosexuality and any other kind of race other than what you're spouting. You're fucked up.
Do you think?
I mean, there's been a lot of fucked up people in government.
Do you think his reason he hated MLK so much is like the reason why some guys get mad when they see a girl fuck a black chick because they're like, oh, I know I could never compete with that. And he was like, oh, MLK is probably getting lots of gay dick. I could never compete with that.
No,
Wait,
I mean,
is that why some guys get mad at white women? I thought it was because in their weird heads they thought, well, she should be fucking me.
That might be the conscious thought, but then the subconscious thought that comes with it is that.
I think it was embedded in him. Racism was embedded in him. I mean, he grew up with racism. I mean,
So-
he's from the turn of the century. I mean, he could not accept the fact that this black man had control over so many people and totally supported by the left wing of the Democratic Party. He just couldn't accept that. He was totally annoyed by that. And then throw in the fact that he's a fucking raging homosexual that wears a dress every night after 6 o'clock. You got one hell of a mess on you.
You know how he was surveilling MLK? Do you think he was trying to catch him beating off or something?
No,
You know how Taboo turns it on, right? Like, I've been into a kick lately where the girl's like, oh yeah, fuck me, I'm so much better than your girlfriend. And you're like, God, that's hot, because you shouldn't be fucking somebody while you have a girlfriend. Like, do you think it would have been like that for him?
Nah, I just think he wanted anything on these people. I mean, he would have accepted anything.
And I just wanted anything from you there, Frank, and we didn't get it. Pat's falling asleep. This has been a great episode of the POS show.
I'm not falling asleep.
Let me tell you what
I'm
Pat's
ready.
going to do right after this. He's going to go to his fridge. He's going to grab some of the Ghost Whisperer sauce, and he's going to put it under his tongue. I'm
going to do it like Frank used to do Coke.
Oh, even better. Because it's midterm season. And while we have no scientific studies or even anecdotal evidence to back this up, the new trend is snorting Silk City hot sauce to get better grades. That's right. Have you snorted Ghost Sauce yet? It'll fix you up like an Adderall. It probably won't, but use promo code POS to save you 15% or more.
Nice.
Yeah, you should do it.
Jeff just
We
had
don't do
another
enough
kid.
ads anymore. We haven't got any money in a while, so fucking do it.
Yeah, Jeff just had another kid. This shit's going broke. Fucking buy some Silk City hot sauce.
Yeah, or if you don't want that and you own other sauce, you can sponsor us.
Listen, if we get over 100 patrons, Frank said he'll release a dick pic.
Refresh my memory, because my memory's shot. What did I say?
If we get 100 patrons
Right.
a month,
Right.
you drop a dick pic.
Oh, yeah. Without a
Easy.
doubt.
Easy.
Listen,
Without a doubt.
if we get 50 patrons, I will release Frank's dick pic.
And
Without a doubt.
I will have to promote it this. He has the evidence.
Yeah. One
He
time I
does.
was like, hey, show me a picture of that person that got you off coke. And he sent me a picture of his dick. I'm like, wrong dick.
Oh, I said, oh.
Wrong dick.
Boy, we really had a Toyota situation there. We could have done. I didn't even think about it with the dick. That would have been great. It would have just been a pic of dick. God, Now Frank's going to have to show his real penis. All right, it's up to you people. Subscribe. Damien, clip this for us.
He won't.
Frank, do some
Why?
plugs.
Oh, but he wants to come on now that he has no job, by the way. So.
Perfect. I'll hit him up right now. Frank, do some plugs.
Nah, I'm pretty light the next week.
I thought you were telling me May 19th was going to be a big show because I was going to be joining you down at your bringer show at the Mohegan Sun Comics.
You want to come to that one?
Yep, we were just going to pretend like we'd already talked about it, but yes, I think I will be there.
Pat, make arrangements with him.
Bobby, do it.
Yes.
All right,
One
you're
request.
booked.
One request. Dan Brown drives you, Pat. Because I know some
He
other
always does.
options.
No, that
I know a
won't
couple of
happen.
other options, and I just want to make sure it's Dan Brown.
No, but he can't. See, we can't do two people.
Oh.
Well, have Dan Brown stay in the car.
What if I?
He's
what if
got
I
enough
get-
exposure.
What if I sell 5 tickets?
We'll figure it out. Let's not do that.
Yeah, yeah. We wouldn't have to do it on the air.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
Blaze, if you comment on this, I'm not texting you back for a month.
No, he can.
I'm just kidding. I will be at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone tomorrow night, but it'll be too late by the time you've seen this, and we'll probably have canceled the show because no one bought fucking tickets. God damn it. That said, this weekend I'm with Gino in Princeton. I got some dates with Pat coming up in April I'm looking forward to. A lot of good things going on. And Patreon's blowing up because everybody wants to see Frank's dick.
Yeah. I'm promoting Frank's dick. I'm pretty sure it's cool. You guys should check it out. Thanks for supporting the show. We like when you do that. I had to meet my therapist in person, and she was hot, and I don't know how to deal with that. So I'll be thinking about that for a while. That really threw me off. I want to go back to Zoom where no one's hot.
I'm going to be sending Pat some porn links to try to fuck with his subconscious.
Nope, I searched those that day.
Nice. If you can't, join them, beat them. Giants look in the mirror, see nothing. And don't be a piece of shit.
And don't be Frank's dick.
Bye-bye.